Hello everybody, it's time for another fandom species video. This one is about the crystal gems. Gem raptors. Who else would I be talking about? While making my mana kit video, I noticed a section where they say that mana kits aren't allowed to be made into hybrid species at all. The FAQ went on to mention a few different fandom species that they couldn't be made into hybrids with. I guess the part where they flat out say no hybrids allowed wasn't clear enough. I'm glad they included this section because it included some fandom species that I personally have never heard of. I'm not exactly an expert and I'm frequently late to trends. In the case of mana kits, I was late to that by about 7 years. If someone's willing to do my work for me, I'll take them up on it. Well, one of the mentioned species was this one, the gem raptor. Turns out there was a good reason I've never heard of this species, because it barely exists. I've had people approach me and ask me to do a video about their fandom species, and it's always a fox with a unicorn horn or something like that. So I guess I'll answer this now. If you don't have a lore page, basic art, and procedures for how others can replicate the fandom species within the rules that you have created, I won't be making a video on it. Gem raptors here are the perfect example of the bare minimum required for me to make a video. So take notes, I guess. While searching gem raptors, I couldn't really find all that much. I don't even know who the creator for the species is for sure. All I have is this Facebook group, a lore post for Villa info, and if you didn't know, for Villa info tends to be non-canonical, and a lot of Google images. I actually found more content related to things that aren't gem raptors when searching for them than are, and the for Villa info doesn't even describe them, just says how to get one and shows a couple variants, so I feel like I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel with this species. What are gem raptors? Gem raptors are an open species of raptor that have a few key traits. What is it with raptors? Raptors are like mana kits shaped like raptor, primogen shaped like raptor. What is with people wanting raptor shape? I don't know. Anyway, they have a large gem on their chest, both the gem and their eyes glow, large wings attached to under their arms, and raptor claws on their back legs. The rest of their features are subjective. Most have tails that stick straight out and others that have tails that drag. Some have horns. Most of the ones that I've seen have horns. Pretty much all of them that I've seen have horns. Feathers depend on the individual, with some having feathers on their heads and tails, but the only mandatory feathers are on the wings. These arm wings allow them to glide but not fly. Gliding is primarily used as their main means to hunt. It's pretty simple, bare bones really. I wouldn't even call this a fandom species if it weren't for the lore. To be real, I believe that whoever created this species should try bringing them back, maybe give them a webpage. A 6-year-old Facebook post is probably the worst way for anyone to learn about them, because I kept looking through this and I was asking myself, is this up-to-date information? Is this the right information? Am I even in the right place? Am I missing something? And I definitely couldn't find out who created it. So if you're the actual species owner out there, please make a webpage for this stuff and consider updating the lore, because I'm sure after this video, there's going to be some new people that are interested in your species. Maybe make a Google Doc and link it in a link tree. Then you don't have to pay for hosting for a site. I don't want to prematurely label this species as dead, but I am starting to question if it has a pulse. What is the lore? Gem raptors are a theropod dinosaur. Theropods are raptors, and they live in the Arctic Circle with some moving south. The ones that are native to the circle are covered in a lot of fur. Of course they would be, as I don't know if you all know this, but the Arctic is colder than a mana kit's non-existent nipples. Seriously, look it up. Watch my last video. They don't have nipples. The coat isn't just for surviving the cold. Of course it's for camo too, as they are ambush predators using their wings to glide and hunt prey. Once the winter months are done, this coat sheds and shows their summer coat, which varies by the individual. The raptors that move to the south don't have a winter coat and instead are in their unique summer coat year-round. Gem raptors are an endangered species, and as you might have guessed, their names come from being raptors with gems in their chest. The lore says they have lights that display on their body to show their pack position as well as just to show their mood. I don't know if like the light radiates outward from the body because of the gem, or if it's a refracted light that comes from the body, or I don't know how it works. They don't explain it. As I imagine it, it's probably like a glow, but it doesn't matter because gem raptors have magic, and if something has magic, you can bet that it will be used to explain absolutely everything. Gem raptor magic. If you didn't know, gem raptors are dinosaurs, and dinosaurs are reptiles, and reptiles are cold-blooded. This means that they can't produce their own body heat. they need to absorb heat from an external source to live and stuff. For example, they are likely to bask in the sun or on a rock with a heat lamp pointed on them to absorb this heat. Gem raptors live in the Arctic. There isn't much opportunity for them to absorb heat to stay warm. So this is explained by magic. They use magic to stay warm. Are you surprised? You probably could have figured that out when I said gem raptor magic and cold-blooded, but I digress. They have ice powers too, and they use that to control their body temperature. Whereas the ones that move south have powers that vary since they no longer rely on magic for general survival, but still retain the general snow and ice magic in addition to whatever new magic they have. The magic, of course, comes from the gem on their chest. Can you think of anything else in media that happened around the same time the species was created that might have influenced it? Well, they're not the crystal gems. They're gem raptors. Just ignore the magic gems on their chest and that they were made more than 3 years after the first episode of Steven Universe. Now that that is out of the way, the gems don't have just magic in them, but they're super sensitive and make it very easy for gem raptors to pick up and learn new simple spells, even store multiple different kinds of energy in one gem. While they can cast spells in normal ways, they're more often seen blasting them out of their mouths.
Dr. Octagonopus, I'm a fire in my laser!
Okay, I hate it when things are explained away with magic, so let's just move on to the next part. Who cares if this is a smooth segue or not? Social behaviors. Gem raptors aren't typically violent animals. Despite being predators, their social hierarchy is actually dictated by who performs the best light shows. If you're not on the raptors' list of favorite food, it's safe to be around them, since they aren't outwardly aggressive towards non-prey. They're more like cats, I guess. Like manokits, their communication is primarily done via vocalizations like chirps. Once they've grown a bit, they'll use their vocalizations to create a song to go along with their own unique bodily light show. They should have called them rave raptors. It just sounds better, the alliteration. Rave raptors, raptor raves, rave raptors rave at raves. Since they're intelligent creatures, they can pick up human language but rarely use it themselves. They use the human language at the skill level of a child with lisps, but with practice they can improve their speech. It seems like every single fandom species is an intelligent species. When will we get a dumb as dirt species, huh? Gem raptors are monogamous creatures, and their courting consists of giving a feather to one other gem raptor that they like, and it has a customized light pattern on it. It's kind of like a love letter. After a day, the light will fade, and by that time, the gem raptor will have decided if the gem raptor that gave them this feather is the one for them. If they're decided they're the right one, they'll lay eggs. Oh cool, they didn't explain this one away with magic. Since we are on the subject, let's move into discussing their reproduction and growth. Reproduction and growth. Okay. Goddamn, I wasn't expecting this. I didn't think it would go into so much detail. I don't know what I was expecting. I read magic and I was like, okay, they're gonna just explain this all away with magic. There's not gonna be any mention of sex or parts. So content warning, it's basic sex biology, but it's a bit surprising. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. This goes into a little more detail than I thought, so I'm giving you this content warning because I am going to be talking about genitalia. If that makes you uncomfortable, please skip to the timestamp for the next section. The NSFW part. Gem raptors are born intersex. They have both a hemipenes and produce legs. Hemipenes means that they have a penis that is an innie and an outie, and that they have two penises. So simply, lizards and snake genitalia don't just hang loose like they do in humans. It's held inside the body until it's needed, and then it is inflated and comes out of the body for use. I will not be showing an image for this. Younger raptors hit puberty at 5 and fully mature at 10. This span of time is considered their teenage years and will leave their original pack to make a new one. Gem raptors don't really have a concept like gender, since all members of the species can lay eggs, and all of them can inseminate eggs. Because of this, they get confused when meeting species that do have genders and sexes. If they're around other species like this sufficiently, they'll identify as being agender, but some do identify with other genders in and out of the binary. Honestly, this is really refreshing from manokits, considering manokits seem to, since manokits have this, arbitrary, designation of sex, they have sexes without sexual reproduction. So it really felt like with manokits that it's just oh, this is just a person who's trying to have it both ways. They want to have a species that has sexes but also doesn't sexually reproduce, and that just didn't make sense. This makes sense. It's a species that is intersex, and because of that, their collective identities and makes sense for what they are. That's really all there is to the species, is just this one Facebook post. If someone watching, or better yet, the creator, sees this, please comment or message me so that I can make an update to this video. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the next one. Make sure to like if you like this video, and tell me what you think about gem raptors. Do you want to make a GROC? Also, subscribe for more gem raptors and furry fandom species content like wicker beasts, protogens, and mana kits. Thanks to all of you watching, and an extra thank you to my patrons on Patreon for helping me make content like this. If you want to see yourself in these videos, in the credits, or want to see my videos early, then check out the Patreon in the description, where you can see my videos early for as low as $1 a month. Also, thank you all to the subscribers. Like, it's been crazy. Like, I kind of just blew up overnight. I've consistently had like 100 new subscribers every day for the past week, just about. I made this video as a bonus because I wanted to get it out there quicker so that I could also say thank you to everybody, and I didn't want to make a thank you video and then have it become immediately outdated because I'm still growing, so I'm just tossing it at the end of this one. The thank you video is this. It's a bonus video. Anyway, I hope you all have a good night. Thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you all next time. Stay batty.
We are the Gem Raptors, we'll always save the day, and if you think we can't, we'll always find a way. That's why the people of this world believe in garnet, amethyst, and pearl, and Sera.